Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, back in action for the final time here in season number 10. That's right, it's the championship finale. The American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series will finish season 10 here under the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway. 120 laps laid out in front of us, but first we gotta get through qualifying. Michael Overstreet down trackside right now, turning into his fast times. We're gonna get to some of those times in just a brief moment, but before we go, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, let's throw those qualifying times over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Pole sitter is sitting in possession of the Premier Racing Setup Pole Award for the moment. Top of the speed charts, quick time belongs to Alex Wiggins, 32.95 is the fast time for Wiggins, his championship competitor. Right behind him, Christian Abati, down to the 100th of a second on their lap times. Two quick drivers gonna battle it out, but Overstreet overshadows them all, steps on a few toes, and walks away with the Premier Racing Setup Pole Award. So there it is, there you have it. Michael Overstreet will bring us to the green flag for the final time here in season number 10. And with just about 15 seconds remaining in qualifying, we're going to wrap up the pre-race show with a brief commercial break, your national anthem, and starting the lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And what a beautiful sight as the Jets finish the flyover for the final time this season. We're going to get set to hit the front stretch as drivers make their way through pre-race inspection and into their starting positions. Want to take a moment to talk about that championship 2 fighting it out here tonight. Alex Wiggins, Christian Abati going at it. 14 points separate the two drivers. It is not a win the race and you win the championship. It is not just a finish one spot better than your championship competitor. You gotta outpoint him. The only one with the opportunity is Christian Abati. Alex Wiggins with that 14 point padding in his back pocket. Will that come into factor? Abati is gonna need Wiggins to have a little bit of trouble, and he is gonna need a superior race here tonight. So as we await the official word from the pace car, or from the boss man in the flag stand down to the pace truck to kick things off, here at Homestead Miami Speedway, a lot of racing in the past 10 seasons. This is a phenomenal night, a long time coming for a lot of these veteran drivers in the field. Big shout out before we get things started to Hauck Designs, on board each and every season as your title series sponsor. Just phenomenal group to work with. Couldn't ask for better partners. And here we go. Pace truck rolls off of pit lane. We're ready to kick things off here tonight as we begin to start to run down your starting lineup. Live from Homestead Miami Speedway, truck's gonna roll off of the pit road from their pace lap board. We're getting tongue-tied early here tonight. That's never a good sign, but nonetheless snatching the Premier Racing Set of Pole Award. Behind the wheel of that fast number 93 machine, Michael Overstreet looks for his second win here at Homestead. Alex Wiggins going to line up just to his inside with Abati and Schultz back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight from Homestead, Patrick Coro and Nicholas Wing. Dave Gage and Doug Argabright, row 4, while Daniel Jensen and Andrew McConville round out your top 10. Jake Duffing, Zach Miller in row number 6. Bringing up the final row in the field, Matt Weston, Jeffrey Engel, and there goes the pace car, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Homestead. 120 laps, but 3 wide on turn number 3. Lap number 1, Abati gonna split the middle, will stay 3 wide for a moment. Overstreet will lead the lap, but Abati gonna move from 3rd now to 2nd down to the bottom lane. The number 5 machine moves up to that middle point. Looks like Dave Gage going the long way around. Drivers moving, pressing, jockeying for position early here tonight, up 3 positions from where he qualified, from 8th to 5th. Doug Argabright, he's loving it. The sponsors loving it. Behind the wheel of that McDonald's number 41 machine, the California kid, doing well here on the East Coast. See already a handful of drivers beginning to migrate to the top of the racetrack. Argabright running that high lane. Race leader Michael Overstreet up there ripping the lip as well. Patrick Coro, he wants to try his hand at it through 3 and 4. He's going to run the high line, get a little bit of momentum, make the pass on the outside. Nicholas Wing going to fall back into that 7th position now. Cody Schultz all over the tail end of Alex Wiggins. look at Argabright, man. Digging, running, gaining those positions. Michael Overstreet still with the race lead. Just about 0.2 of a second separate your top two drivers, but lap number 5 on the board, and we'll go ahead and drop that timing and score. Over there to the left-hand side of your screen, let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Still a bit of a mix-up in the back. Driver still jockeying for positions. Miller, Engel going at it. McConville and Doping fighting over 12th and 13th. Matt West going to fall back to 14th, just about 2.6 back. I really want to see if we can highlight in these next handful of laps, guys, talking to you camera guys out there, can we really get a view of the speed differential of that high lane and low lane? You can see right here, Argabright going to make up a ton of ground on corner exit. And stay right here with Doug as he's going to be stuck on the high side. Here you go. He can run it in a lot deeper through the center of the corner, but there you can see Wiggins on the bottom able to make up a ton of ground. Center off, they're going to be about even, but the momentum will pan out and pay off for Argabright, who takes the 3rd position now, up 5 spots. Here comes that Frost Buddy Bit Warden, number 91 machine. Patrick Coro on the bottom of the racetrack. Overstreet starting to settle in. Gap right around that half of a second mark. Doug Argabright going to look to the bottom of the racetrack and easily take that position away. He'll look to slide up out of turn number 4 right here. Not able to clear to the top side of the racetrack. That's going to open up the door for Abati for a good run into 1. Bright dives it deep on the bottom, able to maintain through the center of the corner. Here you go, slide job up out of turn number 2. New man in that 2nd position. Abonte going to slide back to 3rd. Wiggins in 4th. Here comes Cody Schultz with a look to the bottom. If you wanted action, you got it here tonight. The championship on the line, but drivers still fighting it out, mixing it up. Love to see great racing action just like this. Christian Abonte, he's got to get to the front. He's got to stay at the front right here now, fighting for that 2nd position. Doesn't need to race win, but he does need that 11 truck behind him. Alex Wiggins, he needs Wiggins to have a rough night. He needs Wiggins to finish outside of the top 10. And with the consistency level of this season, that in itself is going to be a tough job to keep Wiggins outside of the top 10. 11 races so far, he's been inside of the top 10 from 10 of them. The model of consistency, 2 race wins in his back pocket, 9 top 5s. Absolutely phenomenal this season for that 11. Thank God it's not Denny Hamlin, though. At least I'll give him that. He can win the championship in the 11 as long as his last name ain't Hamlin. You can hate me if you want. I said what I said. It is what it is. Moving on. Continue to watch this battle unfold for what is now 3rd through 5th. You can tack on that 6th place runner, Daniel Jensen. He's up 3 positions, quietly making his way up through the field. That Coors Light Gold machine, bottom of the racetrack, man. That thing looking good. Got some drivers that dropped back a little bit on the start of tonight's race, beginning to make up some ground right around the middle portion of what should be the fuel run. We're expecting to see drivers get to about lap number 45 before needing to head to pit road for fuel and tires. Easily a two-stop race. You may be able to stretch this thing to a one-stop if you can get about 60 laps out of it, but how much time will you give up? Not quite so sure that's going to be a race-winning strategy. I want two stops if I'm behind the wheel. See how the crew chiefs and the drivers settle it on out amongst themselves. Meanwhile, Overstreet's race lead is beginning to dissipate just a little. But we're starting to see a lot of battling back here around this mid-pack. From Argabright all the way. Whoa, there's the contact and big hit. Big hit for two drivers. Nicholas Wing, Patrick Crow going to have contact. And that will bring out the caution for the first time here tonight at Homestead, Miami Speedway. Let's go back. Let's see. Do we got an overhead camera shot of that, guys? Giving the thumbs up on it, so we're going to take just a second. Let's go back, check the replay, and here you can see there's the 91 of Coro coming down the racetrack, and I think it's just going to be a little bit of a misjudgment here, right to the inside, a little bit of correction by the 3 down the track. And man, it's an innocent moment turned into that's a big hit. Look at the 3, man. Oh, my God. Almost set sail and clear of it, but a little bit of contact for Nicholas Wing. So we'll watch as drivers on pit road under caution for the first time here tonight. Live from Homestead, Miami Speedway. So there you go. There you have it. Early caution. Will this switch the strategy? It's definitely going to switch up the fuel mileage. But now early taking tires, drivers going to have 3 more sets behind the wall. They're going to have to pit at least one more time from here on out. So you're looking at maybe 2 sets of tires, maybe 1 extra set. What if we get a late race caution? There's a lot going on here tonight. Already early. We're going to have to keep a keen eye on where those top 2 championship runners continue to sit on the track. After the pit stops, Abati going to come out with that second position. Wiggins going to roll off of pit road in 4th. So they'll line up nose to tail once again with each other. And this is what Abati needs, right? He needs 4, 5, 6 positions. It needs to lead a lap while keeping Wiggins out of the race lead. There's a handful of ways to gain a couple of points here and there. Leading a lap, leading the most laps, 0 X's, certain things that you can do to try to make up a little bit of ground so you won't have to have as many positions between yourselves. So, Abati, he's got to finish in this front. First or second. I don't think third's going to be good enough. I think Wiggins has been too good throughout this season to expect just a massive unraveling, undoing. May be able to keep him around that 5th, 6th position, but without winning the race at that point, I don't know if the points will just work out. There's still a long way to go, still right around 100 laps remaining here tonight live from Homestead, Miami Speedway. It's championship night. Somebody's going home with a crown. Who's it gonna be? We're ready to roll once again into the restart zone, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Homestead. Abati able to keep up with Overstreet this time. Big moment in the back of the field. Looked like Dofing having a little bit of a moment back through the back of the pack. Abati able to stay strong with Overstreet, wiggling at the top. Here comes Alex Wiggins in third. Won't cross the line. One lap behind us after the drop of the green flag. Let's go talk about this man right here. Let's give this guy a little bit of credit, folks. Let's take a look at this number 38 U.S. Army Esports machine. Looking nice and clean out there. A little bit of a white paint scheme on board of that Toyota Tundra. Just made up a handful of positions. Started back in the 12th spot. Now inside of your top 10. Sitting in the 8th position. Zach Miller. One of the few drivers able to make up multiple positions early here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. We're going to go back up to Doug Argabright. There you can see that McDonald's Credit One Bank 41 machine. He's up 4 positions as well. So with 2 laps of green flag racing behind us after the drop of the green flag on the restart, we'll drop the time and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Battle for the race lead. Let's go up there, guys. Let's focus in on this one. Christian Abati about had him on corner exit that time. He's going to follow him into turn 3 this time, about a car length and a half. One at the top, down at the bottom goes Abati. Big twitches out of Overstreet on that top side. Sheesh. Not able to cover the ground this time. Christian Abati going to lose just a little bit of ground out of turn number 2. Your top 2 stepping away. About a 1.3 second advantage for these top 2 drivers over the rest of the field. This is exactly what Christian Abati needs, but he needs to find a way around Michael Overstreet, who has just been... I know it's early. Right around 25 laps into tonight's race. 24 laps to be exact, if you're, one of them people. But anyways... The necessity of getting that point for leading a lap is dire. Abati absolutely needs to lead laps, not just one. He needs to start packing on these laps, and the more that Overstreet's able to stay out front, the less likely it is for that most laps led. It's just facts. It's simple math. Anyways, we're going to move on. Let's go back here to this 4-truck battle. Dave Gage in that 404 hugging that white lane. Ooh, Nicholas Wing all over him. Look at Matt West making some headway here. He's going to run in the 10th position now. That Superflow 574, man. Week in, week out. Haven't talked about it much, but... I don't think a better place to run a paint scheme like this than down here in beautiful sunny Florida. Got Days of Thunder written all over it, man. Digs down to the bottom of the racetrack in a pull, even with the Orlando native. Ooh, contact. Gauge in the wall. Caution on the racetrack. Second caution of the night. West End Gage gonna make some contact, and caution will fly we're going to immediately go to the overhead camera. There's... Oh, and more contact. I believe that was the 38 of Zach Miller. Was that Miller? Let's take it back one more time, guys. Can we look at that again? There's the contact wiggling down the... Oh, big hit for both of those drivers. Oh, big hit right there, too. My goodness. So a handful of drivers involved in our second caution of the night. We'll head back up front with your race leader, Christian Abate, able to grab the race lead. We'll see if this sticks here. Because, I mean, it had just happened. We had our first caution back on lap number 16 just 12 laps ago. Is that enough to pull a handful of these drivers down pit lane for the fresh Goodyears? Doesn't look like we got any takers at the front of the field just yet. Well, just as I say that, well, they're going to prove me wrong, and they're going to head down pit lane. Doug Argabright, Daniel Jensen, Jake Doping. They're going to stay out on the racetrack. You can see the smoking 574 of Mad West on the entry to pit road. Unable to get back to the box. We're going to stay right here with these drivers out there on track. So we got 4 drivers electing to stay out on the racetrack. I'm liking this call personally right here. I don't think the 12-lap difference is going to be big enough. I think you stick to this kind of strategy. I think you're a little closer to the original race strategy by staying on this one. You're going to be able to run this one, I would say, somewhere to around lap 60, 65. And depending on whether or not we get another late race caution, man, you could set this up for a 1 green flag pit stop. We gotta run that long first before we worry about green flag pit stops. But looking at the numbers, if we get one more caution, I do believe these drivers are going to be able to pull it off. Race off of pit road under caution. Abate going to leave Overstreet, Wiggins, Schultz, Wing, and Miller off of pit road, so they'll drive back to their positions on the starting grid, just how they entered pit lane. Hard, heavy contact. 2 drivers already out of tonight's race. The 10 of Andrew McConville gonna fall victim to circumstance after the contact between Gage and West went awry. Dave Gage directly behind pit wall. Not gonna stop at the pit box. He's gonna take that 404 PR Taco Palace and Margarita Bar machine to the hall. Extensive damage on the Superflow 574 of Mad West. Pit crew feverishly working down there in the pit box, but man, hard front end damage. It's going to be tough to get that 574 back out there in any type of racing condition. So for the moment, we're going to have 11 drivers remaining on the track. Patrick Coro listed multiple laps down. Front 2 rows, older tires. From Abate all the way back to the tail end, fresh Goodyear rubbers. We'll see which strategy is the best strategy for the moment. I think if your front 4 can minimize the loss here on this restart. I think if we can settle in, get 5-10 laps down or behind us, I think I think at that point the advantage is going to kind of go away. So we'll see. See, I've been wrong a handful of times, but mostly when I thought I was wrong, so that's a whole different story. We're going to wait to get back on the gas, and just like that, green flag flies once again here from Homestead by Liberty Speedway. You're watching Championship Night for the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series. Big mix up here. Look at this going down. Overstreet. Gonna jump around the older tires. He's gonna work his way to the high side. He's been running that high lane all race long. Now looking to the middle. To the Bonte and Dauphin going at it for position. Dauphin looking to wash up the racetrack. There's that 5 of Cody Schultz. Alex Wiggins running the high lane as well. Overstreet down to the bottom of the racetrack. Argo Bright goes to the top. Daniel Jensen cutting it up down there on the bottom of the racetrack. New race leader, the 4 of Daniel Jensen, gonna take the race lead as lap number 34 gonna go on the board, struggling for grip on the high side. Argo Bright gonna give up second to Overstreet as Abati closes in. You want action, you got it, that's for sure. And I don't think the bottom lane is the way to go here. I think Overstreet's going to have the race lead back across the line. There it is, 1 truck length advantage as we cross the line. Overstreet back to the point of once again. Jensen down to the bottom. Argo Bright going to run the high side. Here comes Abati on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to bring Cody Schultz with him. Alex Wiggins struggling just a little bit to stay with those front runners. Sitting in that 6th position. This is just what Abati needs. This is just what the doctor ordered. Can he get up and around Daniel Jensen into that 2nd position with enough tire life left to try to run down Overstreet? Great battles all over the racetrack early here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway's Championship Night. Live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're just joining us, 2 early cautions here tonight at Homestead have called a handful of drivers out. Dave Gage, Andrew McConville, Matt West, Patrick Coro, all with early troubles. Coro back out on the track. Ooh, Argo Bright, a little piece of the wall through 3 and 4. Even with the fresh tires, Christian Abati sliding back through the field. Christian going to fall back to 5th now with Wiggins right behind him. A tight little battle here. 2 trucks, older tires there. You can see right there, Argo Bright able to keep that 2nd position. Daniel Jensen fighting hard to keep 3rd. Remember what we said. If they can stay up here and minimize the loss for about the first 10 laps, I think the tires are going to start to equal themselves out. And as far as lap times are concerned, man, Argo Bright last time around, 33.81, mirroring race leader Michael Overstreet's lap time of a 33.81. So the speed definitely still in those older tires. It's just a matter of when they finally begin to give. Third of the way through tonight's race, it's been, I don't want to say dominated by that 93 of Michael Overstreet, but he has led the majority of these opening 40 laps so far here tonight. And at the pace these drivers are going, I don't know that we're going to see the lights cut on here. These guys absolutely ripping it up. Things starting to settle down just a little bit at the rear of the field. Engel and Miller going at it 9th and 10th. On the racetrack there, you can see them just a little bit further back behind the number 9 of Jake Doping and that Top Gun pressure washing number 9 Ford F-150 sitting in the 8th position. It's surprising to see, truly surprising to see right now is the trouble that these drivers with the fresh tires are seeming to have with Jensen and Argabright, who are starting to fight amongst themselves. Abati and Wiggins going to go side by side for position as well. Abati pinched down a little bit through the center of the corner. He's going to give up some ground on the corner exit. Back across the stripe. Lap number 43 goes on the board. Nicholas Wing going to close in on the back end of the Bucky's number 45 machine. Wing looking to pick up the position through the center. Well, 1 and 2, he's going to do so. Argabright now dealing with Alex Wiggins, who for the moment championship trophy sits in his lap. He doesn't have to win the race. On pace to bring home the season crown. And how fitting that our season number 9 Xfinity Series champion Doug Argabright is the one he's doing battle with right here tonight. Argabright definitely one of the talented drivers in this field and in the series. As we already mentioned or just mentioned moments ago, we're walking away with the Xfinity Series championship in season number 9 for the Hauck Designs of Racing League. So Argabright knows how to get it done, just missing a handful of races this year with real-world obligations. And champion on and off the track. Doug, we hope to see you back in season number 11. It might not be as iconic to walk away with the season 10 championship, but remember, you still got one in your back pocket. No need to worry about hanging that head, man. Absolutely an amazing driver behind the wheel. Looking to make a little bit of a splash here tonight. He's going to drop back a position back into that 6th spot as Alex Wiggins continues the charge back to the front. Needs to pick up one position to get right back where he started from Cody Schultz, man. Looking quick behind the wheel of his Ford F-150. Let's go take a look at that 5 machine. What do you say? There you go. Nice little look here. Schultz, one of the only drivers able to run down Michael Overstreet. We're going to go on board. You see that sun really beginning to be a problem. Getting into turn number 1, you can hear Cody really working that throttle through center exit off. You see that, I mean, that sun absolutely killer. And Cody's on him, man. Gonna take a little look here. Overhead shot on board with the Busch Light Apple. Number 5. Ford F-150 for Cody Schultz. Trying to chase down the race lead sitting in second for the moment, has about a 1 second advantage over Alex Wiggins sitting in third. So your top two, a little bit of a cushion. We'll see if Cody can do anything else with it. In the meantime, we're going to jump around the track just a little bit. Let's go back here with Nicholas Swing and Daniel Jensen. That's going to be a battle for 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Ten laps away from the halfway point here tonight. If you haven't already, remember to show these drivers a little bit of love and appreciation. If not for nothing, a little bit of recognition. 10 seasons into running, man. That is a milestone that a lot of leagues never see. They never accomplish. In season after season, amazing talent, amazing races. In season number 10, not selling us short one bit on any of those categories. So if you haven't already, before you go here tonight, be sure to drop these drivers a thumbs up. Let them know you enjoy everything they've done so far this season. Let them know you look forward to season number 11 right here on your home for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Series, the Turn 3 Racing Network. Looks like Doug Argam right onto pit road. One of the drivers that stayed out on the racetrack under our latest caution. A little bit early to come to pit road, in my opinion. We'll see how much longer Jensen, Dofing, and Ingle stay out on the racetrack. And there it is. Jake Dofing going to come down pit lane. Christian Abati, front runner. He's going to come to pit lane. Ooh, strategy in play. You gotta do something different if you're Christian Abati, and that's exactly what the crew chief has decided. It's time to change things up. Let's mix it up. Running where we are right now, we're not going to walk away with the championship, so let's do something to try to get it done. Switching up the strategy. Abati on pit lane. A little bit of a gap opening up between Overstreets and Schultz. We're going to continue to watch this battle between Wing and Jensen, 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Only 7 drivers remaining on the lead lap after 3 drivers head down pit road a little bit early here. Right around the midway point of tonight's race. Do they know something we don't? We're going to go back to the race lead. Watch this battle continue to unfold. To turn number 2 and down the back stretch, coming right at you, and into turn number 3. Michael Overstreet continues to lead the race. And what a beautiful camera shot looking off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch all the way back into turn number 1. Just an amazing look. Start to see a little bit of shade coming in down there into turn number 1, and that looks to have woken up the number 5 machine of Cody Schultz, who's now within 2/10 of your race lead. Daniel Jensen gonna head down pit road last time around, working his way off of pit road this lap. That's gonna leave us with just 6 drivers remaining on the lead lap, as Zach Miller gonna head to pit road this time by. Front of the field, they've been out for about 30 laps so far after the drop of the green flag on the latest restart. So we should expect to see these drivers come to pit road at right about another 10 to 15 laps is when we should see these drivers begin to start eyeballing pit road or trickling onto pit road. Cody Schultz really finding some speed late in this run. You can see him eating up that race lead now. That's brought Alex Wiggins right along with him. Wiggins cutting that deficit in half. Looks to be just about 3/4 of a second behind your race leader now. So Wiggins definitely chewing in to that race lead as the Overstreet continues to struggle with that grip. Coming off of that high side. But, I mean, that's kind of the risk you got to take, right? The risk versus reward, the weighing it out. You run the top to have that momentum in that speed, but the trade-off is it does tend to get a little twitchy, a little bit loose on the high side, a little bit of scrub of the outside wall. Isn't gonna kill you, but if you pancake it, your night's gonna be done. Alex Wiggins gonna give up third. He's gonna head to pit road this time around. That's gonna leave just 4 drivers remaining, and there it is. There's the scrub of that outside wall. Michael Overstreet gonna make contact with the outside wall. That's gonna be just enough for Schultz to gain that top spot. Overstreet gonna look to cross over and back down to the bottom in turn number 3. Here comes Argabright. Fresh tires, short work at the top of the speedway. Ooh, close right here. Looking to cross over once again. Cody Schultz making a move back to the point back to the point for the race lead on Overstreet. I promise we can talk. Christian Abate, he's got to make short work. He's got to be careful. Going to thread the needle off of 2. Get himself back onto the lead lap. And that's going to be big. That's going to be big, race fans. We're looking at the timing and scoring right now, and Alex Wiggins listed in the 8th position. He's off of the lead lap. Big moment here. If we get a caution and Wiggins gets trapped 1 lap down, big trouble for his championship hopes. The green flag pit cycle finishes itself out. Wiggins will look to be somewhere around, right around that 4th or 5th position. Christian Abate may be fighting with Doug Argabright for the overall race lead. We're going to have to wait to see when these top 2 head to pit lane. Cody Schultz, Michael Overstreet continuing to go at it. The high side is starting to fail for Overstreet as Schultz opens up a 3/10 race lead. Cody Schultz, he waves the white flag. He's going to head to pit road this time around. That's going to leave Michael Overstreet out there on the track. Lonesome Dove, if you will. Last time he was on pit road was right around lap number 28. How much further can he stretch it? How much further does he want to stretch it? Back to the high side, so unless he makes a huge crossover here, looks like he's going to stay out on the racetrack for at least 1 more lap. Looking at the timing and scoring, last time around, Doug Argabright, 33.86 on the stopwatch. Michael Overstreet, 34.92, so over a second faster, giving up a lot of ground and a lot of time at the tail end of this green flag pit cycle. Michael Overstreet will have the advantage, though, throughout the course of this next run. Already a 15 lap difference on the tires between Argabright and Overstreet. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe some of the drivers may have pulled the trigger a little bit prematurely seeing some drivers head down pit road. I think the pit stops by Argabright and Abati just trying to get off cycle, off sequence, and do something different. It may have spurred the other crew chiefs to pull their drivers in a little early. I mean, Overstreet looks to be running well here. Still about a 1 second loss lap after lap, but again, if he's able to stretch this thing, he was last to pit road on lap number 28. He's about just about 2 laps away from a 40-lap run. And that's absolutely phenomenal. Rest of the field, if they can run 40 laps, they're still going to have to pit here. I don't know. I'm liking Overstreet's call. I'm really liking this call from Michael Overstreet. See if it pans out and pays off. A lot of drivers now getting themselves back onto the lead lap. There you can see Cody Schultz getting himself back onto the lead lap. That's going to eventually be the battle for the race lead once again. So as Cody Schultz starts to step away with those fresh tires, that is definitely representing time lost on the track by Overstreet. I'd start to call my driver to pit road. We got to get you to pit road here in this next lap or two, and there it is. Like clockwork, 93 down to pit lane. That's going to shift us to the 41 of Doug Argabright, who will be your eventual race leader. Overstreet on pit road. We'll let you know when he hits the pit box. Into 3 now comes Argabright. Easily going to take the race lead. With Overstreet just now in the pit box, back across the stripe, there goes Doug Argabright up and around and in to the top spot. Christian Abate going to move to second with Daniel Jensen sitting in third. Alex Wiggins back and forth. Nicholas Wing in fifth. Cody Schultz going to catapult himself up into sixth. And this is where Abate needs to capitalize. Ooh, big moment off of Ford. Holy Jesus, did you see? Tried the slide job, man, right across the nose of that 429 course. Machine of Daniel Jensen. The Snake River Racing driver having none of it. He's going to take that second position back. Going to force Abate to work for it. But with Alex Wiggins another 2 seconds back, this isn't just what Abate needs. He needs to stay right here with these drivers. He needs to get himself a lap lead. He needs to try to put himself in position to walk away with a race win. It's going to come down to, I mean, a point or two. At the end of this thing, if Abate can walk away with a race win, and Wiggins finishes outside of your podium, 4th, 5th, 6th, is where it really starts to get interesting. For the moment, though, Alex Wiggins, 7-lap fresher tires. He's starting to cut into that race lead of Christian Abate, while Argabright and Jensen going at it. Back to the point for the bottom of the racetrack. We haven't seen a lot of drivers be able to dominate being Catfish Billy here tonight. Bottom feeding, though, all night long has been Daniel Jensen, and it's going to pay off on lap number 72. He's going to take over the race lead. Move Argabright back to second, and at the line, new race leader Daniel Jensen going to lead him back to 1. Less than 50 to go, but more than 45. We have seen a green flag run of 40 laps. So the entire field going to have to hit pit road at least one more time. Oh man, Michael Overstreet. I don't think the strategy is gonna work. And here comes Wiggins. Oh man, we hate to clue in so much and talk about it so much, but this is what it has come down to. These two drivers running third and fourth on the racetrack, and Alex Wiggins doing exactly what he's done all season long. And that's run up front, sitting in that third position, looking for second. Drag race out of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Argerbright on the bottom. Wiggins at the top. Momentum will win for Wiggins, who moves himself back into the position that he started from here tonight. Finally back to second. But Daniel Jensen, biggest race lead of the night, 1.3. The second advantage for that Coors Light number 4 Chevy Silverado, front of the field. Showing the way. And could Jensen shock the world in the season finale and walk away with his first win here in season number 10? Man, that'd be an amazing night for him, huh? So here's my question. You know, you can get 40 laps. Do you come to pit road? Let's say lap 81, 82. Let's go ahead and come to pit road, get those final 4 fresh Goodyear tires, try to catch some of these guys sleeping once again with a round of green flag pit stops. I mean, everybody out there on the track theoretically can make it to about lap number 90 before needing to start eyeballing the pit strategy. But what do you do if I'm Argerbright right here, if I'm Christian Abate running in that 4th position, now 3 seconds back from the race leader? As soon as that fuel window opens, I'm hitting pit road. I'm hitting pit road and I'm telling my driver, look, this is all we got. Championship is on the line. Checkers or records. Go get it. Give me everything you got, lap after lap. Run the damn thing out of fuel if you gotta. I don't care. Let's make it happen. So things calming down just a little bit at the front of the field. We're going to go back here. Christian Abate starting to lose ground now. Those much older tires starting to definitely show up. Nicholas Wing, now Cody Schultz going to make their way by. And Abate going to drop from 4th to 6th. He needs some help. He needs to do something. Championship hopes and dreams fading away here late in the race for Christian Abate as he watches a handful of drivers work their way by. Nicholas Wing going to bring them at a turn number 4 and back across the start finish line and head down into turn number 1. Once again, everybody chasing after the fast 4 of Daniel Jensen, front of this field, showing the way with Alex Wiggins hot on the trail. And who would have figured, right? The man comes into tonight's race 14 points ahead of his competitors in the point standings. Has what seems to be some early speed issues, but somehow finds a way to get it done. How about the battle right here for that 3rd, 4th, and 5th position, man? Cody Schultz, Doug Argerbright, Nicholas Wing all going at it. Cody Schultz with much fresher tires than the drivers in front. 8-lap fresher tires than the 4 of Jensen. 4-lap fresher tires than Wiggins running in 2nd. He's made his way up through the field fairly easily. Michael Overstreet struggling a little bit to work his way up through the field, but is drastically faster than the rest of the field. Overstreet last time around 33.87, race leader 34.51. And just watch that differential dissipate over there on the left-hand side of your screen. 6.34 seconds when we cross the line from Overstreet. We'll see how much time he makes up on this lap. Looks to be about 2 to 3 tenths faster this time around, so slowly starting to go back the other way. But remember, Overstreet is passing multiple cars right now. Just put Christian Abate back into that 7th position. And again, I hate to sound like a broken record here, but that Bucky's number 45, if he wants to save his championship hopes, he better hit pit road quickly. Because we got a battle for the race lead. Daniel Jensen has run him down. Or has been run down, sorry. My goodness. Wiggins has run Jensen down. There you go, 1.4 second advantage wiped away, down to 2 tenths now as Wiggins closes in, looking for win number 3. And what a way to walk it off, right? You know, everybody talks about bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, you need 3 runs to win, walk-off grand slam, that's what you look for. Well, Wiggins in a position to potentially pull that off here tonight. Almost walked away with the pole position. He has now officially led a lap. That's going to put him 15 points out in front of Christian Abate, who is on pit road. How long will Wiggins stay out on the racetrack here? I'd be looking to hit pit road here very, very quickly. And lo and behold, Cody Schultz, Michael Overstreet back to 2nd and 3rd. Gonna look to become the eventual race leaders once Alex Wiggins heads down pit lane. He's been out on the racetrack for 30 laps this time around. It looks like he will stay out on the racetrack. It's Cody Schultz to pit road. Cody Schultz to pit road early. That's going to move Michael Overstreet into 2nd, and Alex Wiggins can now play little fuel mileage games if he would like. Bit of a gap to give up, 4.2 seconds to be exact, so Wiggins with some padding to work with here. We'll see how much longer he elects to stretch the fuel. He's been stopping just about 31 laps into a green flag run. Lap fresher tires, but only 2 tenths faster on the racetrack. Michael Overstreet unable to cut into that race lead of Alex Wiggins for the moment. Man, this is... I think we're going to have ourselves a bit of an epic finish. Daniel Jensen, Christian Abate right there with each other. 1 lap down. The 4 drivers still listed on the lead lap as Doug Argerbright could head down pit road. Zach Miller sitting in 4th. He's yet to hit pit road. He was back on lap number 54 the final time. He's going to head down this time around. And there it is. Alex Wiggins going to head to pit road for what should be... Oh, was he too quick? A lot of tire smoke. After after the lockup for Michael Overstreet. That's going to hand the race lead over to this man right here, Daniel Jensen, looking to reclaim the top spot once again. He's 4.5 seconds out in front of Christian Abate. Abate with an amazing pit stop. 42.6, man. Blazing fast. We'll see if the fastest pit crew can do anything to back their boy Christian Abate. Michael Overstreet going to lose a handful of positions. Alex Wiggins was able, for the moment, to keep Christian Abate behind, and we're going to look right here. There it is. That is just how close it is. But Wiggins will have 5-lap pressured tires. And right now, running in the third position, even if Christian Abate can get up and around Daniel Jensen, if he can overcome this 4-second deficit, it is not going to be enough. The race win simply will not be enough with Wiggins running in third. We've got championship drama unfolding here. You can see Nicholas Wing, Cody Schultz, Alex Wiggins all running right here. There's the tail with the Turner Trucking Company number 89 machine of Jeffrey Engel in tow. Engel's had a little bit of a quiet night here tonight. Good to see that number 89 truck out there on the track. And once again, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining in and tuning in with us here tonight. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of our sponsors across the board. Without you, there would be no us. Each and every one of you contributing to being able to bring amazing racing action to the masses right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So let's start off with the longest running setup shop on iRacing.com. If you're looking for a little bit of an edge over your competition, if you think you just need a little tweak on the setup, maybe some one-on-one coaching, they got it all. You'd find a link down in the description to head right over to the website. That's www.premierracingsetups.com. As always, a huge shout out to Hauck Designs. If you're in the market for a new paint scheme, maybe you need a new driver suit or pit crew board, they've got a little something for everyone over there at Hauck Designs. Big shout out to Mountain Mafia Kennels, best American bully breeders in Western North Carolina, recovering after Hurricane Helene. If you're looking to help the area, if you're looking to spread a little love, look no further than Mountain Mafia Kennels, some of the best American bullies that you're going to be able to find. Championship bloodlines. Hit them up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Let them know David the Cave sent you. You won't get any deal, but it'd be interesting to see what our good buddy Brian and Amber have to say about that. But a big shout out to both of you. Glad everything was safe for you guys, and hopefully life gets a little bit back to normal after all of the craziness from the hurricane. So a big shout out to Mountain Mafia Kennels, Haywood County, Western North Carolina. We salute you. We stand with you. Also, Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. Well, Bud Kicker. Happy transducers, put the feeling beneath your feet. Feel every bump, every wisp of the wind. With Bud Kicker, feel what you've been missing. So there's the shameless plugs. There's the promotional pop-off, if you will. We got that out of the way, so we're going to continue to talk about the racing on track. We've got a little bit of a battle right here between Nicholas Wing and Cody Schultz. It's starting to dissipate just a little bit. The fresh tires aren't really coming into factor for Alex Wiggins as much as we thought they might. Christian Abati not able to run down Daniel Jensen for the moment. So with Abati sitting in second, Wiggins sitting in third with 22 laps to go, the championship trophy still in the corner of our brother from above the border, Alex Wiggins, eyeballing that Season 10 championship. 13 laps to go as we cross the line this time around. Daniel Jensen looking to walk away with his first race win. Wiggins beginning to reel him in. Can he put a stamp on the season championship by walking away with his third checkered flag of the season? Sunset just in the background. This will be an amazing historic night for Alex Wiggins if he's able to get it done. I mean, it's going to be a historic night regardless. We've said it throughout the course of this season, multiple different weeks. If you've joined us week after week, you've heard us talk about this, and that's the... if I've got to pick championship seasons to win, I want that first season championship. I want year 5. I want year 10. After that, I'll give you 15, but I want 20. We hope we get that deep into running with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs series. And drivers, nobody knows what the future will hold. Nobody knows whether or not Jensen can reel this thing in, man. I want to see him do it. You know, he has been on point. He has been quick. One of the fastest laps of the race overall. A 33.11 on the stopwatch. Only Doug Argerbright and Michael Overstreet with a 32.95 and a 32.97 with the faster time than Jensen here tonight. So that 429 Coors Light machine, it ain't no fluke. It ain't no joke. He knows how to get it done. Less than 10 to go. 1.4 out front. Last time around, Wiggins a 10th faster. I mean, it's going to be awfully close. You see Wiggins just off in the foreground there, making his way by. I believe that's going to be the 38 of Zach Miller. Falling off the lead lap. Miller going to be the first driver 1 lap down in that lucky dog position. If we get a late race caution, and my, how that would mix things up for the end of tonight's race, right? Caution with less than 8 laps to go. Who still has tires? That'd be the big question. Cody Schultz on the back end of Christian Abate, looking to take over that final position inside of your top 3. We're going to keep it right here for just a moment. Now let's go back to that battle between Abate and Schultz for the moment. We'll jump back to the front if that gap dissipates or gets a little bit closer here. For the moment, Daniel Jensen in control of his race destiny. Wiggins all but securing the Season 10 championship. Abate trying to stop the bleeding and keep a podium. And hats off to Cody Schultz, man, here. Not keeping the gloves on. Racing with Abate. And that's a beautiful thing. Really want to talk about that for a second here as we see 5 laps to go this time by with the race leader Daniel Jensen passing the start-finish line. That's something you can be assured of with these American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Design drivers is they're not going to cut you slack. They're not going to pull any punches. Doesn't matter if you're battling for the race win, if you're battling for a championship. If you gonna pass me, you're gonna have to earn it. If you gonna get by me, you're gonna have to earn it. Nothing is given. Respect is earned. And these drivers have a lot of respect amongst themselves. That's why you see them able to race so closely together, so packed into packs, and have very little to no trouble all through this season. Tonight is the 12th race of the season. We have had less than 12 cautions this season. These drivers are averaging less than one caution a race. Absolutely phenomenal job by each and every one of them as we cross the line with 3 to go. This time by Cody Schultz, still looking for a way, but just can't seem to find that edge to get up and around Christian Abbott position. What a treat tonight, man. My goodness. And the popsicle stick's gonna go on display this time around. Just 2 to go with Daniel Jensen at the front of the show. Wiggins sitting in second. Abati fighting for his podium life right now. Man, I can't say enough about this guy right here. Hell of a job behind the wheel. Out of 4. Back across the stripe this time by. We'll see the white flag fly. Final lap here from Homestead Miami Speedway in season number 10 for the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series. Daniel Jensen did not come to play. Up 8 positions from where he qualified. Still a 1 second advantage into 3 for the final time. Looking for race win number 1. And he's going to get the job done. Out of turn number 4 and across the stripe. New race winner here in season number 10. To finish off the season behind the wheel of that 429. Snake River Racing Coors Light Machine. Oh my. In style and in fashion, Daniel Jensen gonna walk away with the race win. Showing up, showing out, and showing us why he can never count anybody out. With a 280 or she ain't no lady banner across the front, making our good buddy Dave Gage and Clark Jenikin proud. Man, Daniel Jensen, grand slam here tonight with his first race win. We're going to take a moment and look at our championship winner on the front stretch. A little bit of love taps from his fellow competitors. And there you can see the Canadian Tire. Number 11, an amazing job all season long. He's going to burn it down for the fans in the stands. Daniel Jensen going to look to come up and have a little fun on this front stretch too, man. A lot of drivers burning it down for the fans in the stands, giving them their money's worth. Goodness gracious. What a night, what a race. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back live trackside at the conclusion of tonight's championship race, live here from Homestead Miami Speedway. What a night, what a race. Championship come down to the race here tonight between two drivers. We're going to have the opportunity to talk to them both. But first, let's dial up. Let's see if we can have a few words with the man that walked away with the final podium position here tonight in season number 10. Christian, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, man, I can hear it in your voice, a little bit of dejection, knowing that you really had to get it done here tonight. Coming into tonight's race, 14 points back. You needed a little bit of help. You ran well, just at the end, slipped away from you. What's your thoughts on this season, and how do you move forward from here?
I mean, first off, congrats to Alex. He ran a hell of a season, so props to him. He was quick when he needed to be and got the job done over the course of the season. I had a couple bad races earlier in the season and probably took the provisional at the wrong time, but I mean, life happens outside of this, so unfortunately that's where I'll chalk it up there, but it's all potential and excuses at this point. Nothing else you can really say, but congrats to Alex. I mean, it was great racing him all season. Tried to change it up a little bit tonight and see what I could do, but I mean, he basically had to have a worse night than probably the worst night of his season tonight. So for me to try and come back, so it was definitely out of reach. But I mean, it seemed like it was a good strategy race for tonight. Cautions jumbled that up a bit, so had everyone thinking on their feet a little bit. I got myself caught out, tried to, and had to work my way back. So, but yeah, all good fun.
Well, Kirsten, you've been one of the fastest drivers all season long. You're gonna pad the stats just a little bit, and I know you're not gonna want to hear this, but I'm not a statistician, but just looking over the numbers, it looks like the difference between you and talking to me a little bit later here tonight is one top five finish between. That's the difference between you and Wiggins. If we want to get down outright to it, is a top five finish, just one. And that's just how close the talent is here. That speaks volumes to the talent that you have on being able to miss an event and still be right there on the cusp of that season championship. Man, Christian, it's been a hell of a season for you. 3 race wins, an amazing run here in season number 10. Before we let you go for the final time, though, you know how we roll, so we'll step back, and the mic is yours.
Yeah, Dave, just thank you for doing these broadcasts. I hope we had a more of exciting race tonight for you to broadcast. It was definitely a pretty bit more lively from the cockpit tonight for sure. Just a huge shout out to A.S.M.R for putting these on. Again, wouldn't have this great racing without the league and everyone that comes in here. Congrats once again to Alex on the championship. Job well done. And yeah, just looking forward to coming back and trying to finally close one out. But who knows?
Well, until then, my friend, keep your head held high, your elbows in, and I know we're going to be talking to you as a season champion here in the near future. You got the talent, you got the speed. Just wasn't the season this year for it to happen, but it's right around the corner. I can promise you that. Until we see each other again, my man, stay safe and, of course, stay fast. There you go. Final parting words for the man that walks away third from Homestead tonight. He'll finish second in the overall point standings. We're going to take a little trip real quick, though, into victory lane. Let's see if we can dial up and talk to the man that walks away with his first race win here in season number 10. Took him long enough to get here, but we're not going to harp on that too much. Daniel, man, how good does it feel to be standing in victory lane?
Oh, it's awesome. I've been here for 5 seasons and haven't been able to get it done. I've had some chances, but we had some self-destruction on those chances, and oh, it feels good to finally get that off the chest, to finally get a win in A.S.M.R.
It's been a quite a long time coming, and that again, as we spoke with Christian in his interview, it just speaks volume to the talent, the level of talent here with the ASMR series. You're no slouch yourself here, Daniel. So I mean, don't let. I'm not trying to throw any shade your way, but it is a tough league with some very talented drivers. And when it happens, it happens. I would expect for it to happen for you in the future here a little bit more. You showed an amazing pace, amazing strategy here tonight. What did everything pan out for you tonight the way that you kind of foreseen it? I mean, you had a little bit of a rough go in qualifying, started back around that, right around, I want to say, the ninth, 10th position. So, how did the race pan out for you? Was there a moment that you were like, this is it?
Yeah, in qualifying, I just slid my rears on the exit of 4 on both laps, so that kind of put me back. And we were trying to do so much math, trying to figure out how to pit and break it up because you could almost do it in 2 stops, but you would have had to save a little. So we were thinking a 3 stop, and those first 2 cautions really just shook things up. I was in 6th when that second caution came out, and I just told my team, I'm doing whatever the leaders don't. If the leaders come in, I'm staying out. If the leaders, I'm just going to do the opposite. And ended up actually working out perfect for me because I still had a set at the end if we did get a late caution, and nobody else really had a set of tires except for me and Christian. So could have got interesting at the end.
Could have gotten a little interesting at the end. The fans in the stands still had an amazing display of racing action, man. You worked your way up through the field. You grabbed that top spot away again. Amazing pit stops for you and the crew. 1 round of green flag. No, did we have 2? We may have had 2 rounds of
We
green
had
flag
2
pit
rounds of
stops.
green
Yeah,
flag
right there at the
stops.
end. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, being able to stay focused and hit pit road, not shoot yourself in the foot. You mentioned some self destruction. Well, you got over that hump. So we'll see what next season holds for you, man. I think we're going to be talking a lot more. Before we let you go and celebrate this race win, though, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, the team Snake River Racing, me, Cody, Jake, and Nick had some good finishes the last couple seasons. We were winless until last season. We got a couple last season. We got a couple this season. So we're making moves. And shout out to Wiggins for winning in the championship.
Well, Daniel, it's been a hell of a time here. 5 years in the 5 seasons in the making, but we finally got the job done in talking in Victory Lane, man. Can't wait to pick up next season and talk to you a little bit more. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast, Dave. We'll see you next season.
All right, there you go. Final words from Victory Lane. Daniel Jensen gonna pick up not just his first win in season number 10, but his first win altogether here with the A.S.M.R. Hauck Design Series. An amazing accomplishment, an amazing feat, and that's going to move us right along to your season number 10 champion, finishing in second here tonight. Alex, how good's it feel to have that big boy hardware coming home?
It's over.
You're not gonna Nico Rosberg, are you? You're not gonna. Hey, I
No,
won
no.
and now I'm done. You're not gonna drive.
can't
Okay,
do that.
all right. I like that. I like that. Well, man, a little bit of a crazy race for you. Let's talk about tonight's race real quick. You started outside pole position. You fell back through the field there for a minute. Where you, I know you knew that you had a little bit of a points cushion, but did that ever come into factor? And at what point did you decide it was go time here tonight? Because somewhere right around, I want to say around the 50 lap 60, somewhere right in that range, it was almost like a light switch flipped, and that's when you really started working your way back to the front. So walk us through a little bit of tonight's mentality and approach.
Yeah, I struggled in practice a little bit. I couldn't quite get the bottom down. I was super slow on exit speed, and that's where the race helped, just being able to follow guys. And that's the first run. I know we had a few early cautions, just learning and trying to get better. And eventually I got comfortable enough to try and pass, and I was saving tires enough to be able to jump a few guys, and the strategy split so many different ways. It was hard to guess how it was even going to turn out.
Well, man, you kept us guessing for a while. You kept me over here on my math side of things. And there for a while, I was like, I don't know, man. He's running in that sixth position. If Habati can pick up a spot and get that and keep it and keep a race win, it might get a little close here. But there again, all of that for naught. It's not about what ifs, it's about what does. And you did it. You did the damn thing. Not just tonight, all season long, man. Let's talk about the consistency. 12 starts. This is going to be your 11th top 10, your 10th top 5. I don't know how many podiums to go along with the 2 race wins. Uh, was it ever just a season focused on consistency?
Yeah, I feel like consistency, if you're consistent, you're going to get better over time running with faster guys, and that's really what my main focus was, is if I don't make mistakes, then I'll be up front and be able to learn from guys that are better, and I can learn that and get myself better and run with them more often, which from last season to this season, I feel like that's exactly what's happened.
Well, man, if you're only getting better, the guys better watch out, because man, I don't know that they're gonna like that, but you know that's why we're racing. You never know what can happen. A loose wheel, a blown tire, a little bit of the just close racing action, and in a race or two can go a completely different direction, a different way, and have a totally different outcome. But nonetheless, man, you got the job done, not just here tonight, but all season long. Congratulations on the iconic, historic season number 10 championship. We're going to shut our mouth for a moment. This is your moment. You're in the spotlight, so Mike's yours.
Yeah, just it's been a good season. It's been competitive. There's a lot of fast guys that show up, and just everybody that makes this happen is just it's an awesome group to be able to run with the last, I think it's been over a year now. So it's been good. It's fun.
Well, Alex, man, we're not going to keep you much longer. I know you're going to have one heck of a media blitz to have to deal with here in a handful of minutes when we turn our backs and give you over to the rest of the reporters around the track, man. Hell of a job, hell of a night. Until we see each other again in season number 11, man, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Your season number 10 champion, Alex Wiggins, gets the job done here at Homestead Miami Speedway. What a night, what a race. Big boys finishing on the podium. A little bit of a surprise. Not necessarily shocking the world, but definitely a surprise. I'm not sure how many people had Daniel Jensen on their cards to win tonight's race, but I know there's going to be a lot of fans that start to have that number 4 on their potential race winning card in season number 11. And man, I just end of the run, end of the season. It's always good to take a deep breath, reflect back on all of the great racing action week after week here with the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs, a truck series. Big shout out to PremierRacingSetups.com, Hauck Designs, Mountain Mafia Kennels, Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, Beef Jerky Unlimited, and all of the fans, all of you drivers. Without you guys, there would be no us. Let's get into some of our unofficial race results for tonight's championship round from Homestead Miami Speedway. Daniel Jensen with his first race-winning performance. Alex Wiggins going to finish in second, but capture the season championship. Christian Abate going to come up just a little shy, finishing third with Cody Schultz behind him in fourth. Doug Argabright will finish the McDonald's machine back in fifth, with Michael Overstreet, your Premier Racing Setup Pull Award winner, sliding home in sixth. Nicholas Wing back in seventh, with Jake Dauphin coming in eighth. Ninth place tonight belongs to Zach Miller with the 89 Turner Trucking Company machine of Jeffrey Engel, finishing out your top 10. Jeffrey Engel finishes in that 10th position. Patrick Coro back in 11th. Matt West going to finish tonight's race in 12th, with Dave Gage 13th. And Andrew McConville finishing out year 14. driver field. What a race, what a night, what a season. Here with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series, season number 10 behind us. We're going to take a handful of weeks off, get things set and ready to go for season number 11. Look for it on the YouTube listings. You do not want to miss a week of racing action with the Hauck Designs Series drivers. What a year, what a night, what a race. We're going to catch some sun down here tomorrow. Love the vacation time we get when we come to Homestead, but that is a whole story unto itself. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, remember to show these drivers some love and appreciation before you go. Join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, stay safe. Stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet ya in Turn 3.